Hello, I'm here at Step Up Ministries in Raleigh, and I'm with some good folk who actually make this ministry happen. I want them to introduce themselves to you, and then we're going to talk about what Step Up does and the people who are involved in it. Steve?
My name is Steve Swain, and I'm CEO of Step Up.
My name is Melissa Wilson, and I'm an employee of Step Up.
I'm Stanny Brewer, and I'm a member of Christ Episcopal Church.
Tell us about Step Up. What's sort of the history? How did it come to be?
Sure. Step Up started 25 years ago out of the Presbyterian Church across the street with the goal of just helping homeless people. And for the first 10 years, it was buying apartments and putting homeless individuals in apartments and trying to teach basic life skills. And about 15 years ago, it received an anonymous gift that allowed for it really to look at itself and become what it is today, which is a ministry that tries to move people to stability. And we define stability as a stable job, stable transportation, affordable housing, a stable family environment, and a system where they can then move themselves forward in life. We do that basically through three things. The first is our jobs program. And we do 22 week-long job classes that teach approximately 600, 650 people a year. And this year we'll place over 400 people in jobs all over the county. Once you have a job, you can get into our one-year life skills class. And there you do receive a mentor. We call them co-partners. Once you graduate from that, you can move on into some alumni programs. We teach middle-class living. We teach an entrepreneur class to try to move people to a place where they can run their own business and be successful in that way. So the whole model is geared to empower people to stability and success.
Where have some of your graduates gone on? Do they get jobs? What happens to them when they complete the program?
Of course. Well, Melissa's actually a graduate of the program, so she can actually share about that.
What was your experience?
Yes, I actually have a unique story. I came to Step Up in 2010 after being released from prison, serving 3 years, and struggled with the job market, heard about the ministry. I went through the jobs workshop, and it was tough, but it was things that I needed to hear.
Because it was tough.
Yes, interviewing. It's a scary thing. Just knowing how to dress. Knowing the importance of eye contact, the firm handshake. Those were all things. I had been out of circulation, if you will, for 3 years. Yeah. And those were things that I needed to hear again. After completing the workshop, I had a great case manager that worked with me. And it isn't until later that I actually realized that the whole thing that contributed to my demise was the fact that I did not have that confidence. And when I came to Step Up, there were people who gave me a piece of their hearts that spoke life to me and just helped me get back on the right track. So I went through the jobs workshop, and about 3 months in, I had 2 job offers, one with one company and then, of course, Step Up, and it was a no-brainer for me because I knew the rejection that I had felt, the things that I had gone through, and to be in a position to be able to give that back, to encourage people along the way, I couldn't turn it down. And now I'm actually in life skills as a case manager, assisting people on that one-year journey.
Now tell us about that on the one-year journey.
The average wage that we place a person in a job is $10 an hour. The living wage in the county is $15. So that's where the life skills program comes in, because it starts working with people around budgeting, setting their career goals, setting personal goals, and dealing with emotional, spiritual, lack of self-confidence issues that help really stabilize a person over a period of time.
And you volunteer here?
I volunteer here, yes.
Tell us, what do you do?
Well, I'm a co-partner, so I work with a participant. I am a support person, a cheerleader, an encourager, someone that sort of maybe has some knowledge that maybe my participant doesn't have that I can share with him or her. Although actually, I've learned more, I think, from them than I've ever shared with them. So it's a real two-way street.
It really is. Step Up Ministry is an incredible ministry, and I thank God for it and for each one of you guys and for all of the participants and the volunteers and those who give and make this possible. I'm in the North Courtyard of Christ Church, Raleigh, with the Reverend Miller Hunter. Miller, thank you for being with us. Please know, how did Christ Church get involved and why?
Well, Christ Church has really looked at our outreach program the last couple of years, and one of the areas of our focus is life skills. And we looked at all the things that we were doing in that area and knew that we wanted to do more. And we learned about Step Up Ministry about really almost 3 years ago. What we particularly loved about it was a hands-up program that helped people transform their own lives. It's an intense program. It's one night a week for a whole year. Perhaps the part of the program that we love the best is that each participant's children under the age of 16 have to be a part of the program. We think it's powerful both for the participants and the co-partners. For you see, every participant has a mentor. Every child has a mentor. It's transforming not only for the participants, but also the partners. We believe that it helps us to do what God calls us to do.
It's a real people-centered ministry. People to people.
People to people, neighbor to neighbor. It helps us to be the neighbor that God calls us to be.
I remember somewhere somebody said, wherever 2 or 3 gather together in my name, I'm going to show up. And I think his name was Jesus.
Well, it's a powerful spiritual program. It's practical, but there's a devotion every week. I think people feel that they're being lifted up by the church.
All right, Miller, I'm St. Swithin's in the Swamp here in Raleigh, and we want to be involved in Step Up Ministries, but we don't know what it involves for us as a church. Does it cost money? Does it cost people time? What do we have to do? How would we do it?
Well, we felt it very important at Christ Church for us to make a major financial commitment because we wanted to be full in our commitment to Step Up. It also requires, I think, a real commitment of volunteers and parishioners involved in the program. There are so many ways that you can get involved with Step Up. You can be a mentor. You can be a teacher. You can provide food because we all want a good meal after a hard day's work. You can provide hospitality. You can get involved every night for a year, but your commitment can be less if your schedule doesn't allow. Step Up wants to include as many people in this good work as possible. So there are a number of ways that you and I and all of our friends can get involved.
I want to thank you and the people of Christ Church and all who are involved in this and for bringing this to our awareness. And God bless you and keep the faith.